Welcome back to Girl Met Podcast with me, Sanchna Suri.
And Julia Farhana.
Today, our topic is creating your persona. In a world so loud, where do we stand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we even get started, just for everyone to understand, because I previously did not, persona is being the image or personality that a person presents in public or in a specific setting. Now, I love this topic because I actually studied about persona. And no, not like a degree or anything, but it was in a pageant course. I studied, I was taught how to embody the persona of a beauty queen. And man, that take a lot of work. It was everything from catwalk, having the right posture, having to speak right, having to do the right hair and makeup. But most importantly, I actually learned what having true self-confidence was. And it was a lot about embodying the role now. It's not as simple as just acting like a queen. And I would realize whenever I actually carried the true beauty queen persona, I would get hit turns everywhere. To a point I was like, betul ke ni? I actually tested out this theory in a lift. Dressed the same glam. I would come out of the lift feeling basic or coming out the lift with all my posture and confidence and aura right and feeling the queen vibe. And I would kid you not, it was the beauty queen aura and persona that had the most hit turns.
And for me, I think my experience with persona is very challenging because growing up, I've always been a very tomboy. And I think like I love studying. I'm such a nerd. And I never really found my persona,
Mm,
especially in the entertainment industry. Everything is so loud and
mm,
everyone looks pretty much the same. But you know what's not the same? Your persona. It's
mm,
something you can't fake. It's the energy that you carry on the inside. And
yes.
I struggled because I have been trying to reinvent my look, my style, my physical appearance. And it's so daunting and challenging at times because I feel like this is not me. This is
Mm,
not me. Nothing is me until I did a lot of inner work. When I worked on what's on the inside, it naturally came out. Even when I'm not wearing makeup, even if I'm like in my basics, people would still feel my persona and it came
mm,
out naturally.
mm.
But for you, you had to train for it and it was for a
Yes.
specific reason. But for me, it's like something that I did on the inside. And for example, I started a YouTube channel, a personal one, a personal YouTube channel because I thought I wanted people to get to know me on a deeper level or beyond being an actress, beyond being on TV. I wanted them to know who I was. So I started vlogging. I curated, produced, and then I edited my content. And looking at the end product, I was like, that's not me.
Mm,
That's not who I am.
mm,
And I'm like, why? But it's everything that's in that video is me. However, I wasn't carrying the proper persona, the real me, because I was so conscious about, okay, I'm vlogging.
mm.
I'm in my vlogging persona now
Uh-huh.
and I have to give back. So
Mm,
it wasn't entirely me, but I'm happy to say I finally found my sweet spot
mm-hmm.
with this podcast.
Yeah.
I think like through several episodes and coming to the end of our season, I feel like, wow, I finally found my place.
In your element.
I'm in my element and
Mm,
I absolutely love being here. And speaking about persona, it reminds me of this guest that we have today.
mm-hmm.
I would love to introduce her. And there's so many words to use to introduce this guest we have today. But the first that comes to mind is charismatic. She's extremely charismatic and she doesn't try much. It's effortless.
Yes.
It's effortless charisma. And I've
Effortless
seen her
elegance. Yeah.
exactly every single time. It's so consistent,
Mm,
whether she's at an event or whether she's at um, on her off day or Pilates, her charisma is the same. Her
mm,
persona is consistent. So that's what I want to talk about. And I feel like she's the best to come on this episode. She's always very poised, always dressed up,
mm-hmm.
even when she's dressed down.
Mm,
And she has seen me dressed down, but her aura really exudes that persona. And I'm like,
mm.
I want to know where that comes from. I want to know how it was created, how it
Mm.
was born. How did she birth this
Yeah.
persona?
Was it from birth?
Exactly. And she started her career with Dewi Remaja in 2014
Mm-hmm.
and won first runner up. And she has been actively involved in the entertainment industry until today. She's an actress, she's a TV host. She also holds a degree, which Wikipedia and Google failed to mention in what field. So I can't answer that question. We'll ask her later. But I'm so happy to welcome our guest today, To Puan Syamim Farid. I know you're not wearing sunscreen. You do know repeated sun exposure with little to no protection is going to cause damage to elastin, collagen, and skin cells. Do you know what that means?
But Julia, Kenny's was your idea.
Wearing sunscreen every day will prevent inflammation from UV rays.
But Julia, swimming was your idea.
Not without sunscreen. It is clean, uses plant-based ingredients, and good for all skin, especially sensitive skin. Your makeup with SPF is not enough. You have to use a lot more makeup to actually reach the label SPF. Use this. Its hydrating formula is going to give you a very dewy base. Trust me!
Julia, leave me alone.
No! Please! Sun protection factor SPF protects you from a specific ultraviolet light called UVB.
But Julia, most of the sunscreen makes my skin sticky and I look grey.
Not Melissa. It is invisible with no white cast or a greasy residue. Won't leave your skin grey either. This is the vegan air-fit sunscreen with SPF 50+. This invisible ultralight facial sunscreen protects the skin from UV rays and pollution. Infused with nutrient-rich kale extract, the plant-derived formula delivers SPF 50+ protection while helping to moisturize and soothe the skin. The non-greasy, fast-absorbing texture keeps the skin hydrated with a matte finish.
You either wear this or haunt you for the rest of your life.
And we're back with our special guest for today, To Puan Syamim. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How are you,
I'm
Shamim?
good, alhamdulillah.
I forgot your title again.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah. And she's very humble that way. Every time I call her Tok Puan, she's like, just call me Shamim.
Oh, thank God. Because I'm takut nak call the wrong word
No
ke macam
problem,
tok ke
okay.
tu ke, you know, so I want to be careful, yeah.
But before we get started with
Mhm.
today's episode, I really, really want to know the difference of all these titles. And I apologize in advance for most of our, the girls our age. We're not very aware of the royal family's titles and the system. We lost touch, I guess, with our royal culture because back then, if we're talking about, I don't know, 50 years ago or even 60, 70 years ago, before kemerdekaan kan, I'm sure everybody is very,
True.
very close to our royal families. Betul tak? I mean, like the transition and the connection with royal family is quite different compared to those days and today. Maybe shed some light on what is the different titles and how you achieved your title today.
Because my title is basically I got it because of my husband. My husband is one of the orang besar istana in
Okay.
Selangor.
Mm.
So he has a title. So automatically I jadi Topuan lah. So that's the how it happened. But kalau nak cakap difference tu, I'm not really sure sebab takut salah fakta. But for my case, because my husband is orang besar istana, so memang isteri orang besar istana akan dapat Topuan lah. Akan
I
jadi
see.
Topuan, yeah. That's the
So
official title.
I understand. And it comes with a lot of responsibilities, betul?
Yes.
For your husband.
For my husband, yes, correct.
Tapi what
Yes.
about for you? Did you feel like the shift from Cik Puan to Tok Puan? Is there a shift in responsibilities? Is there a shift in your title, in the way you have to carry yourself?
Not really. Still the same, sama juga. But then, of course, kita kena pandai jaga diri, pandai bawa diri, especially in our industry.
Betul.
Banyak jumpa orang and everything. Kena tahu boundaries.
Right.
But still sama. I'm still the same Syamim Farid yang you guys kenal. So sama je. Yeah. Tapi
Right.
kena pandai jaga diri, pandai jaga nama. And also in terms of responsibilities too, not so much because it's basically my husband lah yang banyak duty.
Right.
Yeah. So
But it's still okay for you to be acting and doing scenes and all that? Like, is there any restrictions in that
Especially
sense?
watak punya restriction. Ada
Yeah.
restriction ke tak? Macam can you bawa watak penyondol? Can you bawa
aku
watak?
nak bawa tu penyondol.
What about
I see.
I don't want to say I don't know any other word to say perempuan gila. Like where are you able to? What is the boundary in acting?
Okay, to be honest, I have a very sporting family in-laws. Alhamdulillah.
That's
So,
nice.
they are okay. Macam I nak still acting,
Pursue your
so
career.
active and
Yeah.
pursue my career in this industry, entertainment industry. So kalau nak kata watak tu not too daring, because now I believe nowadays kita punya industry pun dah faham.
Exactly.
So kita boleh buat certain things yang kita kena buat, let's say on bed ke apa ke, kita boleh tukar dia
Betul.
punya
Betul.
storyline dia.
The storyline, the
To
script.
still let the story jalan, tapi you don't have to make it
Yes.
so evident macam tu on your.
True.
Faham?
Right. So there is a slight restriction macam for example, if let's say you were acting as someone's wife on screen. So there is a slight boundary that you would practice
Yeah.
to avoid bad scenes, even if it's just sitting and having do we have a cup of coffee in bed or
Not like lying down together too macam, you know, that's
Understand.
quite
That's
tiring.
disrespectful to the royal family.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean tak sedap lah mata
Yeah.
memandang
And
macam
also you
tu.
don't feel good about it, then
Yeah, you know,
better to prevent.
Understand. Okay, now when I started, I introduced you. Unfortunately, I couldn't get
Yeah.
anything on your educational background. So we'd love to hear what was your educational background before you got married, or what was your life before you became a royal family member?
Okay, to be honest, okay, basically I daripada kecil, since my childhood lagi, I masuk jadi princess. You can ask my mom. So
She
masa I kecil
embodied
during
the
yeah,
princess.
Yeah.
during school days dulu macam I memang cikgu tanya, nama cikgu tanya, okay, you nak jadi apa bila dah besar? Semua orang like doctor, engineer, semua kan. I tak. Nak jadi apa? Oh, saya nak jadi princess, cikgu. And semua orang macam
Oh
terkejut.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Wow.
She
So bila
manifested a princess life.
Wow.
So macam bila my mom datang sekolah, cikgu cakap, "Puan, anak Puan ni saya rasa macam lain sikit. Kenapa?" Saya tanya nak jadi apa, dia cakap nak jadi princess. So my mom, sebab I'm
And she's the only girl in
the
the
only girl in the
I
family.
see.
So memang daripada kecil lagi memang suka jadi princess. And I still remember masa kecil-kecil kat rumah my nenek, so we have like a swing. So every day I akan main boyan tu. I akan macam, you know there's one cerita Piramli dulu yang macam aku nak kahwin dengan anak raja, benda tu. I memang bernyanyi benda tu masa kecil-kecil tau. Sebab I
My
suka cerita tu. I memang Julia and Sanja, I dulu masa kecil, orang tengok kartun, tapi I suka tengok yang macam pertabalan.
Royal family.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Wow.
standard
what an
5?
interesting.
Standard 6 macam tu.
Pertabalan? Wow.
She
Sebab
already knew she's going to be a
She
princess at
manifested
7
in
years
you?
old.
I suka tengok. I macam orang tengok kartun tapi I macam suka tengok benda tu. So I still remember last time dulu masa kecil, I pernah tengok almarhum Sultan Selangor punya wedding dengan dia punya permaisuri. I think Sultanah Aisyah, tak salah permaisuri Siti Aisyah. So I tengok masa tu kat TV because dia orang ada live dekat TV secara langsung. And I still remember I nampak masa tu dekat Istana Selangor. So I tengok kat TV and then I cakap, bestnya kan kalau dapat masuk kan Istana Selangor. Budak kecil, you know, you nak masuk palace, you macam all this princess punya, you tengok kan. So I tengok, I cakap, and then I tanya my mom, cakap, ibu, macam mana nak masuk tempat tu? Macam mana my mom? So Mami cakap, Mami kena kahwin lah dengan anak raja, dia cakap macam tu.
Wow.
Okay lah, Mami nak kahwin lah dengan anak raja macam tu.
Wow.
How cute
Seriously,
is
yeah,
this
you can ask my
story?
mom.
I believe this
This
story.
is so cute. I
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
1000% believe you. When you were 7, I was 6. And when I was 6, I was playing with sheep and goats and
Yeah.
frogs. While you were thinking about how to go into a palace.
Yeah,
Literally.
tapi I bukan yang macam, you know, macam, I
Obsessed,
macam
no.
not so obsessed.
I know.
But
yeah.
it's like
It's like a sense of knowing tau sebenarnya.
yeah.
It's like a sense of knowing macam your body knows like that's where I'm supposed to be.
I suka masa tu.
Macam it feels like home.
Yeah.
But when you dream about all this kan, did you deep down like I'm really going to do it, or you thought like macam just
Main-main
berangan
je.
je?
Ya
Like,
betul.
You never.
Angan je.
Okay.
So I macam
Right.
berangan, you know, berangan is free.
But
so
you
I
know what's
macam,
the thing? I feel like okay, so you know like kat report card, I love talking about report card somehow.
I
Kat
know.
report card they will have like your top 3 cita-cita kan, so that's where you wrote princess kan.
princess, yeah.
Back then I wrote superstar, actor and all that. But my parents, they cancelled it out for me and wrote down doctor, lawyer, and then last time dia bagi I chance pensyarah. At least I can talk. So I think, do you think it's because whenever you ask your mom macam mana nak masuk, instead of saying, you tak payahlah nak fikir pasal ni semua, you fikir pasal belajar, blah, 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 she didn't cancel your dream.
Yeah, she encouraged.
She encouraged your dream, and she just told you,
Yeah.
well, if you want to be a
You have
princess,
to
you
marry
got
a
to marry a
prince.
prince.
Yeah.
And do you think that's also the reason why you are who you are today?
I think so because I asked my mom. My mom basically she told me that dia daripada I kecil lagi dia memang kita doakan kita doa ni kadang-kadang Allah tak akan bagi on the spot. Dia ambil masa lama yang panjang. So
Absolutely.
dia memang dah doakan jodoh untuk anak-anak dia, setiap anak-anak dia, all four of us daripada kita orang kecil lagi.
My
Untuk
goodness.
digunakan jodoh yang baik, jodoh yang
Wow.
yang dapat bawa anak-anak dia ke arah yang baik. So daripada kita kecil, daripada sekolah lagi.
And for all her kids.
For all her kids, yeah.
And
My
all your
brothers.
siblings are married?
Myself and also the first one. Adik I dengan ni belum lagi. Because diorang lelaki kan, lelaki
Yalah.
macam, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then, what was your transition? Like daripada sekolah, then you went to high
sekolah.
school.
Tapi I don't really macam, benda tu is like berangan saja. It's like macam, for fun saja tengok.
Yeah.
So all this, dulu time Brunei kahwin pun, I memang suka tengok TV. And then macam ada lupa benda tu semua. And then macam bila I dah sekolah, I dah masuk uni semua, I tak adalah macam look for someone yang macam betul-betul, okay, I have to get one of them.
This
Tak
was
ada,
not your
tak
like
ada.
legit
Tak,
dream
no,
lah.
tak ada.
Right,
So
just back
I'm
of your
still,
mind.
have berkawan dengan orang-orang yang biasa. Yang sometimes I tak pandang benda-benda all this materialistic. I memang jenis yang asalkan dia baik, hati yang baik, dapat buat I happy, Alhamdulillah, that's all. So at one point tu bila I dah masuk kerja, biasalah kita kan dah macam okay lah, I'm ready to settle down, dapat orang yang salah. So bila
Right.
kita kenal orang salah, and then we give up and then I cakap kat my mom, okay lah, tak nak ada apa-apa dah, I'm just gonna work and focus on my career. Masa tu I baru nak start masuk Dewi Remaja.
Right.
I pergi Dewi Remaja pun seorang-seorang. Sebab I macam, I'm just gonna try and give my best. Because I wanted to masuk Dewi Remaja daripada zaman Kak Syahaya lagi. Syahaya.
Okay.
But then mama cakap, no, you have to continue your study. You can ada education dulu, baru you nak pursue in everything what you want to do, nak jadi host ke TV ke, baru buat.
That's my mom too.
Yeah. Macam
Same,
mana
my
pun you
mom
kena
too.
ada degree, you kena
Oh my
belajar,
God.
habiskan study dulu.
Betul.
So I macam okay lah, insyaAllah kalau ada rezeki adalah. Kita dengar cakap mak kita, Alhamdulillah, after I
Berkat.
habis degree, still ada peluang lagi, and Alhamdulillah dapat second place. So I macam itu semua berkat doa daripada
Yeah.
my mom juga.
Do you think kalau you did it earlier, sebelum you before you habis study tu, you would have gotten as far as first runner up?
I don't think so.
Yeah? So
I don't think
timing was
so.
everything for you
Timing
kan?
was perfect. Lepas tu, what did you study before masuk Dewi Remaja?
I masuk, okay, I study in diploma in banking.
Okay.
And then I sambung degree in business economics.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you love it? Did you love business
Oh, no.
economics? No.
I buat pun sebab my mom yang cakap, okay,
She suggested.
yeah, sebab I nak ambil Mascom because I memang daripada dulu lagi macam
Right.
suka
I'm a
lihat
girl,
TV
same.
host,
I
yeah.
want to be
I suka tengok Nona. I memang macam tu. I suka
Yeah.
tengok, and I cakap, okay lah, nak jadi macam Puan Sri Normalah Syamsuddin. She is one of my idol. I macam I suka, I nak jadi macam tu lah. But then tak boleh. Dia kata, no, kena ambil benda lain. So, okay lah, I ambil banking, ambil economics, which is benda tu sangat susah. Tapi Alhamdulillah, habis juga. So, end up, yeah, I tak kerja pun benda tu, but I tak rasa rugi. I tak rasa I regret it because you can still use it. Because
Betul.
at least macam you tahu, you banyak knowledge. Not
Betul.
only in this industry,
Absolutely.
Betul.
like other things also.
I even think that it's not only about, like, for example, I studied pharmacy kan. I do not use those knowledge of medicines, but the 5 years I studied has built my discipline, my personality, my character, how I
Absolutely.
think, train of thought, and that's
Thought
very important
process.
in further studying.
Exactly.
it's
And we
true.
did mention this throughout this season,
Yeah.
how it's very important untuk cari seorang yang sekufu dengan kita in terms of thought process.
Betul.
Sebabnya, and then macam mana kita nak develop pula thought process tu is through education. Through education, walaupun, I remember when I was in college kan, I was at a conference or I can't remember what event it was, or it was like a career fair, something like that. And I was looking forward to building my career because I'm very career driven. Tapi my top 3, since both of you didn't ask me, I will
What's your top
Tiba-tiba
three,
share.
What's your top 3
What's my top
Ju?
three career choice? My top three was I nak jadi polis.
Oh.
Anything related to law, that is very me. Police.
Huh.
Nombor 2, lawyer. Lepas tu number 3, I really cannot remember because you don't really remember number 3 kan.
Yeah.
Macam I think it was nurse or doctor or tapi I know I couldn't be a doctor. I geli kalau orang macam terpotong. So I know there's no way I can be a doctor. Walaupun because my mom nampak I suka science, I suka biology. It doesn't mean I want to cut someone open. It doesn't mean I want to jahit them back. Like it's a very big responsibility tau doktor. Memanglah itu bukan saja scope dia. Banyak lagi besar lagi
Tapi tak
scope
apalah, you
medical
dah
ni.
marry a doctor now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what my mom told me? She was like, dia selalu doa-doa anak dia jadi doktor. Lala kahwin doktor. So I was like, same thing, mom.
Same thing, yeah.
Same thing. You dapat anak doktor juga.
Betul.
Lepas tu,
Yeah.
police, I remember, I was very serious about the police academy. Lepas tu, once I was done with high school, I thought like, okay, mom, I'm ready for the police academy. My mom was like, are you crazy? She's like, no. I do not want you. It's a dangerous career. I'm like, mom, I could be in the office. My mom punya my mom punya
You're gonna go
thought
fight
process.
crimes.
Exactly. She thought that's my
Macam gerak
daughter. Sebab dia tahu I seorang yang degil. Dia tahu yang macam ni dia tipu je kata nak kerja office dekat Police Academy, nanti tak pasal-pasal dia pergi kejar
Yeah.
gangster.
Yeah, Julian office lambat lagi.
Lambat. So I think my mom was right to do that because I think that would have been the case because I would want to be
Gunshot here.
exactly. I would probably like beg the police academy to let me
Yeah.
go on ground because I wanted the thrill.
But I think I saw you dekat dalam Coast Guard punya film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can
So,
see that.
dapat lah.
Yeah, dapat
Dream
juga
role.
lah.
That was her dream role. She
was
manifested that
it.
role.
You have no
good
idea.
job.
That
I
was my
think I
dream
watched that
role.
movie.
I loved it.
So okay, speaking back about all our childhood dreams, kan? How were you in school? I mean, did you have like an ugly face? Because I did, she did, but I cannot imagine you
And
having
when she
any
say
other
face, kan
face.
kita cakap fasa tau, bukan face tau, bukan muka tau.
Yeah, fasa.
Oh, of course lah.
You did?
Yeah.
Like a glow up period ke?
I think so. Sebab I think I'm quite sama je daripada sekolah dulu sampai sekarang. Same.
Tapi macam
same.
dulu kan, kalau orang tengok kat I kat Australia kan, I rasa orang semua pengsan.
Ya,
Sebab
sama.
I sangat-sangat tomboy. Tapi tomboy kan tak semestinya I ganas atau I was very, no, I'm not talking about like the physicality, but more of like the interest. I love going horse riding. I love taking taking a stroll all by myself, pergi sheep farm, pergi tengok lembu. I memang suka. I love the outdoors. Sebab I'm opposite from you. Ramai perempuan neighbours I nak main princess.
Oh.
I tak nak.
Tak nak.
Tak nak. I said no thank you. I'm going to go back and do my own thing. Tapi orang semua akan dress up princess. Tak ada pula yang kahwin kerabat ke apa.
Also, I think your upbringing lah from where you were
Exactly.
and all that. But what about you? Like, were you always that
Yeah,
way?
because I used sekolah girls' school, CBN, Bukit
Okay.
Nana. So, daripada kecil lagi memang I masuk gym ramai. I used to be a gymnast. And then masuk sekolah menengah, I masuk cheerleading. So, memang daripada kecil lagi memang all these girly stuff ni memang dah tak involved
Dalam
lah.
jiwa.
Dalam jiwa
kan?
lah, yeah.
But I think kan personas ni, sebab I was trying to get to okay the choice of career or your
Right.
upbringing or the conditioning around you as you growing up could potentially affect or macam membawa kepada this persona that you bring as an adult,
Betul.
because semua tu interconnected. But
Yeah.
then like for me, I think like persona ni, there was like a lot of transition throughout my life. Macam for you, how was it? Has it always been the same?
Not really lah. I think masa I masuk UiTM tu, I was a bit macam not really like this. It's
More
different.
lasak,
More
like,
lasak. And then memang dulu I masuk gymnastic, tapi at the same time I masuk taekwondo.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that's why until now I still Muay Thai.
I can't
'Cause
imagine
I love
you doing.
martial arts.
I can't even imagine you doing that.
Imagine.
Sebab I would imagine you doing.
I nampak lembut tapi sebenarnya lasak. Macam mana cakap? Yeah, because abang-abang
Right.
adik lelaki abang-abang dua orang tu.
Yeah.
So, I memang nampak lembut tapi sebenarnya lasak tau.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why ada difference tau.
Yeah.
Bila your interest dengan your physicality, there is a difference.
Yeah.
Sebab dia tak semestinya bila kita someone yang soft spoken, maksudnya kita tak nak buat ATV.
Oh tak, I
right?
buat.
Or kita tak nak buat
Panas
bungee
pun I
jump.
okay.
Exactly.
I don't mind. Yeah, pergi
Yeah.
beach, panas. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Exactly. She's
Yeah.
more adventurous. What are
Yeah.
your hobbies? What are your interests?
I like I
You mentioned you
suka
love studying.
I love studying, and then I suka explore new things, and then I suka travel. Yelah bila travel you explore new things kan.
Mhm.
And then I suka buat apa? Nothing much. Kalau I have free time usually lah duduk rumah, tengok movie. What else?
But you know what I love?
Yeah.
Something that you mentioned like before we started recording is that you had a period in MCO where you felt like you
Oh
were a bit
yeah.
bored and then you thought like you don't want to just sit and do nothing. So you picked up a new language. Who does that? I wouldn't pick up a new language at this age.
Yeah,
I think
me
it's like
too.
lambat and I pick up. I mean like if I was 7 or 8, maybe I'll learn another 2, 3
Yeah,
language.
it happened
Yeah.
during MCO because kita MCO we stay at home and then we have nothing to do.
Right.
And then kita punya kerja, our kerja kan, our work stuff kan semua basically memang outdoor. Kalau tak ada shoot, tak boleh nak shoot, kita duduk rumah. So I cakap, nak buat apa Fikir-fikir cakap, why not I learn something new. And then I think I macam duduk rumah, I cakap buat apa. And I cakap, why not I learn new language. At least I boleh pakai in terms of, for hosting ke in future. Kan at least kalau pergi
It's
travel.
always yeah.
Yeah, so I have another language yang I
Upgrade your skills.
Yeah, so I belajar online for 2 years.
2 years
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
completed.
2 years MCO, 2 years lah belajar.
And you completed this.
Yeah, ada. Yeah.
So you speak
Online lah.
fluently?
I can tak adalah nak kata speak fluently, but okay lah, can understand here and there.
I
Boleh
think you
tulis
haven't mentioned
sikit.
you actually studied Korean,
Yes.
right?
Korean, yeah. Yeah, I studied Korean.
Wow.
Korean language.
Korean language.
What was the inspiration behind that language selection? So
Of
maybe
course,
You're a
K-drama.
K-pop fan, K-drama
Right,
fan.
so you
K-drama
love
fans.
K-drama.
Yeah, so bila I belajar tu, the perks of learning this new language ni, at least kita tengok, okay, at least we understand.
Absolutely, yeah.
Faham, yeah.
Yeah. And in that 2 years, could you maybe teach us like a sentence? What would we
Alamak.
say?
Dalam
무슨
안녕하세요.
일본 Korea.
안녕하세요. 저는 샤미입니다. 저는 말레이시아 사람입니다. 저는 한국어 공부했어요. cakap lagi ya.
Wow.
만나서 반갑습니다. Nice to meet you.
Oh my goodness, that's
잘
effortless.
지내세요.
It actually sounds like you are a K-pop artist
Really?
now.
No.
It absolutely does.
Yeah,
Like if
tapi bila pergi Korea last year, no, last year during my birthday tu, boleh lah, can speak Korean sikit lah
Oh,
dengan
so you can communicate with the
communicate, yeah, I can
Koreans. Oh my
communicate with them.
goodness.
Alhamdulillah,
Mine is just
yeah.
annyeonghaseyo, kamsahamnida, and I know sweet is dalkom.
Yeah.
I know 3 words too. Kau berapa?
Konnichiwa?
Oh, yeah,
thought that's
Japanese.
Japanese.
Yeah.
I was just pranking you out. I know that's Japanese.
So I think
I
next
don't know
might
anything in
yeah.
Korean.
I think I should learn Mandarin after this.
Oh yeah, Mandarin is a good language.
But you do
to pick
speak
up.
a little bit, right? You said?
Mandarin? No.
No, not at all. Okay.
Not at all, yeah.
So you speak 4 now. 3,
3.
right?
Yeah.
English, Malay,
3,
Korean.
yeah, English, bahasa dengan Korean.
Shamin, I have a very random question to ask you lah.
Mhm.
So, but I don't know, when I think of you, when I imagine you, I think of events and all that. This is you're very, very effortless elegance and all that kind. Macam, what's your maximum suara range? Macam kalau you marah tak? Macam you shout tak? Ke macam you
Shout.
advise? I
Yeah.
cannot imagine you angry tau.
Yeah, I cannot imagine. I've
You're
never
like,
seen you
what
about watak angry.
Mungkin my assistant tahu macam mana marah.
Maybe we have to interview your assistant also after this.
No lah,
So
no
like,
lah.
like, is there a period where you sometimes lose your
Of
cool?
course, ada.
Okay.
We're
But,
human, right?
Yeah, we're human. Of course, I sometimes adalah marah, tapi I tak adalah macam, I think I pernah dapat watak yang kena marah, tapi orang kat belakang kamera gelakkan I. Sebab macam, marah Syami tu, bang, saya dah marah dah ni bang, dah cukup marah. Itu ke marah awak? Tak marah pun, yang gelak. I macam, kelakar kat I marah.
And why is that? Is it because maybe internally you're a very peaceful person and that you don't get angry too much ke macam mana?
I don't really say that I'm a peace person. Macam cakap, I think I banyak ikut my grandmother kot, macam jenis yang lembut macam tu.
Right.
Yeah.
Memang naturally soft spoken.
I pun tak tahu I soft spoken tau sebenarnya. Tapi bila I dah besar macam orang cakap, alah lembut ni, cakap, oh lembut dah. Ingatkan macam biasa.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's normal to you.
I macam, tapi kalau marah macam biasa lah. Tapi yelah, bila you dah getting older ni, dah tak ada makna marah je.
Yalah,
Yeah,
semakin
very
sabar
true.
lah.
Same.
Treatment,
Yeah, I think we all in a way we have that one thing in common.
so too,
As we're
yeah.
aging, macam
Babe, did you know the moisturizer that you have is a dermatologist developed lotion and the #1 face moisturizer? Is that the...
And it's 100% allergy tested, fragrance free, and paraben free. Oh, and they also evaluate formulas for over 50 years and have generated an immense database on allergy science and formulation knowledge. That's amazing. And they call this process allergy science. How cool is that? And the result, even more precision in product formulation and less potential for reaction.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool. Also, did you know many things can dehydrate your skin, including stress, that's me right now, lack of sleep, oh, that's you, pollution, air travel, that's you again, and time spent in the sun, oh no, that's me. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Wait, Julia?
Wait, we can fight back with Moisture Surge 100-hour hydrator. Their gel moisturizer penetrates deep into the skin surface for 100 hours of stabilizing hydration. Wow, you know what? I should have bought one for myself.
Hey, are you crazy? 100 hours? What are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Clinique, babe. Remember on your birthday when I took you out for coffee and then I gave you a bunch of gifts, which I say, hey, try it out and let me know what you feel about it because I might get one for myself. But you know what? I prioritized you first. So I bought a whole set for you and got no feedback. So I'm reading all the best ingredients for you.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you got me coffee. But what gift? What clinic?
Oh my God, son!
Does clinic help with memory loss too? Because maybe you need it then.
Oh no.
Mara tu dah macam it's not a
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah,
Tak
and we're
perlu,
more
tak perlu nak
accepting.
Yeah.
defensive,
Yeah.
tak perlu.
Mm-mm.
Macam for me, like in the past kan, I think bila persona ni, dia banyak elements yang membuatkan dia satu persona yang cantik. And I feel like the persona comes with really knowing who you are, really knowing what you love, what you don't love, what you can tolerate, what you don't want to tolerate. We talk a lot about what we want and want to tolerate or what we like in someone. Like for example kan, bila kita nak sesuatu, kita tahu everything that we want about it, but we rarely ask what we don't want about it or the person or the career. Macam I don't want to tolerate having to put up with disrespect.
Oh my God, same.
Even in friendship or at work.
Right.
I realized that and only realized it after I got married. Sebab apa I say after I got married? Not because my husband has ever disrespected me, no, because he taught me how to identify what you don't want in life and how to identify and embody that. Because when you embody, bukan saja benda-benda yang best-best kita nak embody. No, benda-benda yang kita tak nak pun kita kena embody juga. No, I do not want to be disrespected. No, I do not want to be late and disrespect others because that's what I expect too. Just saying. The queen of FFK. But only with me pula tu. Lepas tu, I realized kan, okay, what I want to get to is that when I've reached this phase of life, I realized that I don't even want to argue because kita tengah cakap pasal marah kan, I don't even want to argue. Kalau dah tak ada, macam for example kan, I have been recently lah, selalunya I've been accused of things that I've never done, I've never said, and fabricated stories of what actually happened, ataupun sometimes it could be a misunderstanding of my intention. Macam contoh kalau intention I sebenarnya lain, tapi orang misinterpret my intention. Lepas tu story yang keluar lain. Tapi kan for me, I don't take offense anymore. I rasa macam, well, if that's what you believe about me, so be it. Kalau itulah apa yang orang nak percaya, sebenarnya kita tak boleh nak ubah
Yeah.
pun. So kita just move on. Kalau orang tu tak nak kawan dengan kita because of apa yang dia dengar pasal orang lain, sebenarnya jauh di lubuk hatinya, jauh di lubuk hatinya, sebenarnya dia dah ada something yang dia tak suka dengan kita, and itu benda yang orang bagi tahu dia tu menguatkan lagi reason dia. Dan dia gunakan benda tu macam, oh, this is a very good excuse for me to not want to be friends with this person. Tapi as you age kan, itu adalah salah satu aspek daripada your persona juga yang you kena build, which is knowing what you don't want to tolerate. For me, kalau orang misinterpret my intention, it's already a form of disrespect. Because if you respect the person, you would ask.
Yeah.
Tanya. Kalau you heard something about them, tanya. And if you respect that person, don't even bother trying to understand what you heard from someone else. Tapi go straight to that person, tanya. You know, what about you? What is like your persona? Apa yang you don't want to tolerate at this age? Be it in career, with friends, in relationship, in marriage.
Same. I pun tak boleh nak tolerate. I cannot tolerate rude people.
Rude people.
Yeah, I cannot tolerate rude people. Anything. Macam even until now, like you said, after I got married pun, what I learned from my husband is like always respect people. Tak kisah siapa pun dia.
And tak kisah what stage of
What
life you're
stage of
in.
life, yeah.
Okay.
Have to respect people. Even um, orang-orang yang macam banyak, orang yang macam ni kadang-kadang banyak tolong kita, right?
Betul.
So respect is very important. Respect
Mhm.
and also yeah, respect. To me, respectful lah. Being respectful. Jangan nak tak suka yang very rude people macam
So
tu.
like in your circle of friends, like are they all like you, like elegant, or ke ada seorang dua yang gila-gila sikit?
I actually sebenarnya gila-gila juga.
Okay.
Tapi gila-gila I macam ni je lah.
Yalah,
Macam
yalah.
tu lah. But
Uh-uh.
my circle of friends, mostly of my high school friends sama macam ni juga sama. Yeah, but
Nobody like disrespects,
no,
like
alhamdulillah,
rude
because
or
we still
anything.
friends since standard 2.
Oh
How many years
wow.
already? It's been like
Oh.
20 plus years already.
Yeah.
Wow. Female
Yeah.
friendship of 20 over years.
Exactly.
That's
Wow, that's
the
amazing.
goal.
And have you ever experienced maybe like beyond this persona that you carry in public? Have you ever experienced like people getting to know you beyond your persona or the person that other people don't see, which is at home or with close friends and family?
With close friends and family, I think if people get to know me, macam lebih lama or maybe like betul-betul get to know me, maybe they can see another side of me. Yang I rasa macam, yelah, of course kita kat luar we have to be more like
Correct.
Presentable.
presentable,
Yeah.
behave, and we always have this side of us yang macam orang tak pernah nampak. So
Betul.
yang kenal I, yang memang my high school friends, my kawan-kawan, my close friends, memang tahu lah like sometimes I also macam ada juga my side yang macam gila-gila, like kasar sikit ke, tomboy sikit ke, ada, yeah,
And
still.
for you, have you ever felt pressured to keep up with the expectations of your title?
Good question. Not really lah. I think awal-awal yes. When I first got married tu, of course akan ada all this transition of you already married to someone that it's
A royal member.
yeah, and then I have to juggle all my my behavior, attitude,
Yes.
and especially bila apa kita nak cakap in
Be more conscious,
public,
kan?
I have to be more conscious sebab takut salah cakap.
Mm.
But now alhamdulillah, dah adapt with all these things.
Right.
Yeah, so
I think I would just be the first one out of the istana. Kalau I kahwin royalty, mulut aju. Can you imagine? I think I'll just be mute. I'm like,
yeah.
my thank you pun salah kot. Oh my god.
Have you ever felt like apa ni? Gosh, I lost my train of thoughts. Tadi ada this question I wanted to ask. Right. Have you ever been misunderstood by your title? Like for example, oh, she's only this demure or she's only this elegant because of a title.
Oh no, so far I think people memang tahu yang I memang macam ni daripada dulu.
Even before you were married.
Yes, yeah. So I think lepas I kahwin, because kita dah jadi isteri orang, kita dah berkahwin, so of course I have to jaga lagi lah. And then nak kata kalau in public tu memang this is me. This is my macam
Betul.
like I tak buat-buat lah. Memang
Yeah.
macam ni lah.
Yeah.
And I
Daripada
think it's
dulu.
like we know because we've seen you around. Julia has seen you for a long time. But there's like what Julia asked earlier, like have you ever gotten like netizen ke kacau komen ke?
Misunderstood tak ada.
Tak ada.
So far alhamdulillah memang tak ada lah.
That's
So far
amazing.
okay.
Yeah, I think because you really have been embodying it since you were a
Exactly.
child.
Yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
pertabalan, I mean
Oh
like
my god, betul.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
girls out there, it's okay. Berangan je. Berangan is
it's
free, okay?
true.
Yeah.
No, can I share my
Of
story? Like
course.
ever since I was young, I remember like because I'm Northern Indian, so we tend to always be married to the Northern Indian to preserve our culture and community. And I remember when my family asked, who do you want to get married to? Like, what's your dream husband? I would say he's 195 centimeters to the dot. I don't know why was that number, but I said that. I said 6'5". He has green eyes and he comes on a horse.
Wow.
And everybody were like, can you stop your nonsense? Nak jadi rock star lah, nak kahwin dengan ni lah. And then I had one auntie, the only lady who told me, why are you stopping her? Let her dream. And that's why I still kept my dream. And I mean, now those qualities are not like very important to me. Tapi kalau I tengok balik, memang yang tu yang I dapat. And that's why for my wedding, I'm even locking a horse. But I want to make it into a reality.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show when you're young, dream. I feel like
Dream,
that's when your
yeah.
manifestation powers are really strong because the
Exactly.
external
Mm-mm.
factors of the world, you won't be overthinking like I siapa je nak dapat macam ni. I biasa je. You be, when we're
Yeah.
adults we overthink things, but when you're young, you're
Exactly.
innocent. So
Yeah, you're
whatever you
innocent, that's
yeah,
true.
macam you
Exactly.
seikhlas hati you believe it
Betul.
and the universe will find its
You
way.
believe it, macam, I think I can lah,
Yeah.
macam tu kan.
And
Yeah.
look at you, you literally are embodying a real queen. Like I
A
belajar beauty queen
princess.
pun tak macam you, babe. You are really a princess, really a queen.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just so
thank you.
beautiful to see.
So
I want my daughter like her.
how, yeah, how would you conclude, like, if let's say this persona that you created,
Mm.
or I wouldn't say created, that you embodied,
Yes.
did it come naturally to you, or did it take a lot of work to get there,
Did you have an ideal when you were growing up? Ke?
of who you wanted to be?
I've always wanted to be someone yang, yang I think I like how to, bila kecil lagi, I want to be a princess. Probably benda tu like somehow it like it's me. Macam I suka um very elegant punya
Mm.
behavior, that kind of
What
thing.
about the princess that drew you so much?
Hmm, what do you mean?
Like what about the, like when you watch on TV ke apa princess kan? Was it the dressing? Was it the way she carried herself?
Is it the
Was
way
it the
she, and of
perks?
course the princess punya behavior, like the way she carries
Right.
herself, something like that. So
Right.
Right.
so basically, if you ask me about the persona,
Mm.
I think daripada kecil lagi. This
Mm.
is me. Macam I memang daripada kecil memang jenis yang that kind of girl yang duduk diam,
Right.
tak ada yang macam. Tapi I also have the phase that I macam lasak. So
Yeah.
bila I habis sekolah, when I study and everything, bila dah kerja ni memang memang macam ni I. Memang this is like me, and orang usually macam jumpa I pun macam, you ni memang macam, you memang macam ni je ke, babe? Macam, inilah I.
Because
Yeah.
people can't believe it kan sometimes. That's why I asked tadi macam, are there challenges that comes with it? Because a lot of people feel like persona ni dibuat-buat. At
Buat,
home,
betul.
you could be a different person.
Betul.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I rasa macam at events ataupun at like especially big events, red carpet events, my alter ego comes out.
Mm.
And I feel confident. I feel beautiful. I
Mm.
feel like I'm here with a purpose and nothing can stop me because I'm very focused with what I want to achieve. And it's not limited to career. It's in my marriage, in my family. There's so many things that I want to achieve yang I memang sangat focus. And I feel like, would you agree if I were to say that persona can be created or developed?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Sebab benda tu dia as when you were a kid mesti ada a spark, an interest yang you tertarik dengan the royal family. Like for example, you tertarik dengan petabalan, and then that generated interest, and then
Correct.
automatically your persona is generated and developed through all these different elements that makes up that princess.
Yeah.
So that
That's
even your
true.
education background,
Yeah.
imagine if like you didn't pursue your education. I think it would have been very difficult
Yeah.
to be a royal member
Mm.
in a way
In a way,
because they
I would
all, I
say
think
that.
that's one of the criterias.
Yep, because
Also to be
especially I'm in this industry,
mm.
so it's entertainment industry. Usually, all this they thought that people in in the entertainment
culture,
industry,
the
the culture,
lifestyle.
yeah, it's like you don't have any background education. So
Correct.
when I first got to know my husband, the first thing that they ask is like, do you have any, what's your background, your education background? So I think it's important.
Yeah.
Education is very important. You don't depend on, because nowadays everyone is like nak jadi famous, nak
Nak jadi
jadi
cantik,
cantik.
popular.
Yeah, but still you kena ada education juga macam mana pun.
Betul, woman with substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fame is a very interesting word. Now that you mention fame, it reminds me of a lot of the young girls today who are up and coming, and then those even our seniors yang memang famous, but then today kita punya platform lain berbeza dengan 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago punya fame, because fame at that time was very exclusive. Today anybody can be famous.
Yeah, true.
And it's either a 5-minute fame or a prolonged fame. And I think like part of your persona, do you think fame plays a role?
Yes, of course. I think because persona, because if you want to be someone that is like a public figure, you have to, macam you have to show like a right persona so that you can be the idol untuk
Betul.
budak kecil di luar sana kan. Yeah, especially all the young girls out there. So
You need
yeah,
to
yeah,
walk the talk lah
yeah.
kan,
Walk the
because
talk
you're being,
because
yeah. And another thing I wanted to talk about, which we discussed before this, was that you don't share so much about your personal life or your family on
correct.
social media.
Mm-mm.
And you were saying how you want to juggle it,
Mm-mm,
right?
mm-mm.
Do you think putting yourself out there too much, or PDA lah, for
Mm-mm,
example,
mm-mm.
sharing that too much will tarnish your family? Like, would it impact?
Speaking about all this like social media and
Mm,
also private life,
mm,
memang I usually don't really share my private life on social media, especially my family members, my mom, my dad. Even sometimes people thought that I dah tak ada ayah. So yeah, I
Okay.
still have my dad, but I tak pernah post on social media and everything
Right. And that's
because
for both sides of the family?
both sides of the
Mm.
family.
Okay.
Sometimes I do post it, but occasionally, like
Mm,
maybe Raya or birthday, but not really every day.
right. Why is
Not
that?
like because I keep them very close to my heart, and I tak nak macam how do I say macam if let's say if I expose too much,
Mm,
people will have the access to my family.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
so
speaking of that, how comfortable are you with giving your access to the public? Because you're on social media. What is social media to you?
social media because I am one of the kita membesar like in this industry last
Mm-hmm.
time
With the
tak ada social media,
millennials.
yeah, all
Yeah.
this dulu tak ada all this social media, but
Mm-mm.
now I think we have to
Yep.
do all this content because this is the only way that we can get connected with all
It's
the
like our CV, kan?
yeah
Mm.
CV, and also sometimes people do want to see like kita like the other side of us, not only
Mm.
like kita punya kerja. That's why I have another platform which is TikTok. So that TikTok is more towards like very um
The fun
santai,
side.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
fun side. So I usually do live on TikTok. So that's
Oh.
where yeah people will be like, oh tak sangka tu pun macam ni, macam
Mm.
different side of me. Macam this
Right.
is like very polite, tapi kat TikTok usually macam I macam you know main-main teka-teki, that kind of thing yang
Mm.
Right.
santai.
Right. So
Right.
you're okay to share yourself, a little bit of you and
Yeah.
your personality with the public, but you keep your loved ones and your family
True.
more private to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's really nice. And I think
Yeah.
like it also comes with the responsibility or the career that you've chosen. I
Yes.
think like if you were not an actress, if you were not a celebrity, do you think you'd still have social media?
No, I don't think
I
so.
thought
Same.
so.
I don't think
Because
I
so.
I'm
think
the
all three
same.
of us wouldn't have.
I don't think
Malas
so.
lah nak post
Yeah.
every time kena pakai makeup
Yeah.
lah.
Because it's a
Filter
lot
lah.
of effort. Because
Yeah.
being, I think like as an actress, right? Before being an actress, I never had social media, not a single account. But once I transitioned and became an actress, I knew the importance of social media as a platform to introduce myself to the industry, and not just to the industry, but to people who wanted to get to know me and understand my life as an actress. And
True.
honestly, I'm just like you. I don't really post anything personal.
Personal.
Yeah,
That's why.
like my husband kebetulan dia pun dalam industri yang
Yeah.
sama. Walaupun dia doktor, dia buat TV hosting
Oh, my
juga.
husband tak ada social media. Dia ada,
Yeah.
but
He's never on it.
My
yeah,
partner
never on
pun.
it.
I
Yeah.
can
I think that's a
imagine.
very big green flag, babe.
Yeah.
Just a personal
Dia tak tahu.
opinion.
Yeah.
Dia tahu yang story tu sebenarnya ada filter. I was like,
Cuma so
how old are you again?
innocent.
How old are you? Macam mana dapat filter macam tu? I cakap, it's on the Instagram story. Instagram story, what's that? Dia cakap tahu. I lah kena ajar. Macam,
Ah,
okay. So,
Right.
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
man.
apa ni? To conclude it, from this discussion that we had, right? For you, if let's say there's a young girl watching you right now, what would you tell them about generating their persona? What if kan macam I would be that one young girl, if I was like, I'll take you back to when I was like 8 or 9, I would see girls like you in their adulthood, right? And I would think to myself like, what would I be when I grow up? Again, I wanted to be a police. So I've always wanted to protect people. I wanted to protect the community. I wanted to stand up for people who can't stand up for themselves. And I feel like growing up, as I said, I had a lot of transition into different phases.
Yeah.
And I feel like with this platform, I am able to fulfill my dream as a child. And I feel like I finally embodied who I truly am after I got married. Kematangan tu dah sampai. And then the mistakes that I've done in the past, I am able to let go with a lot of love. I'm not so hard on myself. I don't punish myself for no reason. And the persona that I built today took so long for me to
Mm.
find. Unlike you found it at a very early age. So what
Mm.
would you tell a young girl if they're going through that transition?
Yeah, because okay, to me, if you are still trying to find yourself, nak
Mm.
jadi apa in future, whatever you do in life, basically like all the girls yang still tengah study lagi, education will actually macam build yourself in future. Macam
Mm.
if you have
Mm.
education, people can know that certain things that you cakap in front of public, we
Mm.
can know. Oh,
Ada
okay. Ada
credibility.
credibility ke
Mm.
tak ada ke. So and then it's the circle of friends, your circle, and
Mm.
also how do you is your circle of friends yang akan build who you are juga
Betul?
because you spend a lot of
Mm.
time with them.
Yep.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, and also to me macam always pentingkan education sebab bila you besar nanti dia akan easily akan tengok diri you sendiri macam macam you cakap tadi ada credibility and also
Opens doors for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
so jangan rasa macam oh I dah besar nak jadi ni nak settle down, that's all. You
Mm.
can ada your own career path, you can ada your own goals. You have to, if you have goals, you can motivate yourself untuk you
Mm.
achieve your goal.
Yeah, and
So
that's how you
yeah.
build persona through all these elements combined.
Yeah.
What about you,
True.
son?
I think my biggest takeaway from this is berangan tu seriously free.
Betul.
Berangan je. What's wrong?
Mm-mm.
No, tak
Yeah.
salah kan?
Uh-uh.
And like, don't worry about the, you taught me this, don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. Just manifest it and it will happen.
Yeah.
And we use the word manifest a lot in this episode. Tapi kan, to those who don't understand what manifesting is, sebenarnya it's just a word that a lot of people would be able to understand. Tapi in detail kan, manifesting dia macam doa.
Mm.
To me, it's like
Betul.
doa.
Uh-uh.
Mm.
Tapi if I tell son doa, doa, she's like,
Faham?
Manifest.
what are you
Tapi
talking
Like
about?
whatever you want, just keep wanting them and keep
uh-uh.
reminding yourself that you want those things.
Yep.
And also like what you have been mentioning, like the education part though, regardless of what you want, you still need to be equipped with knowledge
Mm.
and the
Yeah.
right train of thought. And I think about the friendship pun sangat important juga. If you want to be that person, surround yourself with like-minded
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
people.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
That's my
Absolutely.
conclusion. Yuju?
For me, I learned so much from To Puan Syamim
Really?
Farid. Of
Yeah.
course, always, every time I talk to her, and
Mm-mm.
you as well. I love this topic because I struggled a lot with persona. So, to those of you who are late bloomers like me, don't worry, take your time and observe.
Mm.
Continue observing others and find inspiration in little
Yeah, that's
things.
right. Inspiration.
Yeah,
Macam
find
myself. Yeah.
inspiration and
Yeah.
build what you want to
Mm-mm.
show up as every single day.
Yeah.
And get to know yourself. That's very important. Get to know who you are. Jati diri itu penting.
Mm.
Your niat every day is very important. I start my day with an intention. It's something
Mm.
that I can't do without. It could be during a shower, I'd
Mm-mm,
set my
mm-mm,
intention for
mm-mm.
the day, or when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm setting my intention. When I'm doing
Mm.
skincare, I'm setting my intention. I feel like that would eventually build the persona that you want to carry in the world.
And
Mm.
also, yeah, I want to share like every day if you guys macam if you want to be someone that is we have the persona like strong aura,
Mm.
you have to macam every single day before you sleep, you have to think about all the three things and you macam okay, today I'm thankful that I
Your
Wow,
gratitude,
gratitude.
gratitude
yes.
practice.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so important. Even someone like her, you think already has it all, still
Absolutely.
practices gratitude.
Yeah. Always
Wow.
think about
Beautiful.
at least three things that you're thankful for today.
Oh, let's do that before we end. I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Let's do
What are the
that.
three things that you're grateful for,
Wow, I'm
Sanchana?
so grateful to share this space with you and Ju because I feel I've always wanted an empowered women's circle and it's literally manifesting in front of my eyes. I'm honored. We're wearing tweed. Yeah, that would be what I'm grateful for. I'm also grateful for my family for believing in me, my partner for believing in me. And I would say I'm very grateful for having Julia because
Aw.
if it wasn't for you, Ju, I wouldn't push myself this way,
Yeah.
come out of
Aw.
my shell. And yeah, this is literally happening right now because of you. I'm grateful for all these three things.
Yeah, that's
And I'll
nice.
add fault to all the tech out there, my makeup artists, to all the ones helping. We're very grateful for you.
To Puan Syamim
For
Farid.
me, I'm grateful that you guys invited me to be one of the guests for this season. Sebab this is I think the first time
Oh, wow.
I'm been invited to a
We love
podcast
having
something for
you.
the
show.
first time for her.
Yeah. And then I'm grateful that you guys are my friends,
Wow.
yeah, kita jumpa but then now we talk a lot and then so
Mm.
macam rasa lagi close.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that for my family, of course, my health.
Mm.
And Alhamdulillah, Allah still bagi lagi peluang untuk hidup today. Alhamdulillah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. For
Ju?
me, three things I'm grateful for. At the top of my head right now, the first one, the both of you, friends. I feel like at this age, at this phase in my life, I have a very beautiful circle of friends and I have the best support system. That is the number one thing I'm most grateful for because I've never had that. I've never had girlfriends who are very uplifting and very supportive. Yeah, so I'm absolutely grateful for my circle. Second, I'm grateful for my career. It's built this persona that I have today. Because in the past, when I was in the wrong lane or in the wrong choice of career, I I couldn't find myself. So I'm grateful for my career. And number three, I'm grateful for my inner child.
Aw. Where's the tissue when we need it?
Don't
We
worry about it.
practice this so much tau Syamim sebab
That
kita.
little girl has taught me so much.
Aw.
She's been through a lot. And the closing of our season, my God. I'm thinking about her and because we spoke about persona and how this little girl who grew up in a farm, a lot of people thought like probably assumed that Australia grew up in a city, but she grew up in a farm around sheep and cows. And I've never really had girlfriends and never really found myself as a woman. But yeah, I'm grateful for her and what she had to go through to turn out to who I am today. So yeah, I'm grateful. And
Wow.
thank you for your gratitude practice. This was beautiful.
Homework. Rehearsal tak banyak kali it works. Alhamdulillah kena.
Yeah, practice that every day before you
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, and
you're
what a
thankful
liberating
for.
feeling just being
Yeah,
grateful.
You have to,
Yeah.
practice be grateful, and then you have to ada niat in yourself macam okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have this. Sometimes it's a niat and also
Intention.
manifest. Yeah, intentions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
So in the morning bila you bangun, you macam Alhamdulillah I'm still alive. Allah still bagi peluang untuk hidup. And yeah, itu I pasal buat lah. And also macam you cakap ya Allah, I hope today is going to be a good day for me. Macam tu. Always practice that.
Beautiful.
Thanks for reminding me. I haven't done that in a while actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
And-
day. You will see the difference.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
that. It's a beautiful space.
I know you're not wearing sunscreen. You do know repeated sun exposure with little to no protection is going to cause damage to elastin, collagen, and skin cells. Do you know what that means?
But Julia, tennis was your idea.
Wearing sunscreen every day will prevent inflammation from UV rays.
But Julia, swimming was your idea.
Not without sunscreen. It is clean, uses plant-based ingredients, and good for all skin, especially sensitive skin. Your makeup with SPF is not enough. You have to use a lot more makeup to actually reach the label SPF. Use this. Its hydrating formula is going to give you a very dewy base. Trust me!
Julia, leave me alone.
No! Please, sun protection factor SPF protects you from a specific ultraviolet light called UVB.
But Julia, most of the sunscreen makes my skin sticky and I look grey.
Not Melissa. It is invisible with no white cast or a greasy residue. Won't leave your skin grey either. This is the vegan Air Fit sunscreen with SPF 50+. This invisible ultralight facial sunscreen protects the skin from UV rays and pollution. Infused with nutrient-rich kale extract, the plant-derived formula delivers SPF 50+ protection while helping to moisturize and soothe the skin. The non-greasy, fast-absorbing texture keeps the skin hydrated with a matte finish.
You either wear this or haunt you for the rest of your life.
And with that, we have come to the closing and the finale of Girl Mad Podcast Season 1.
That was beautiful. We laughed, we cried. I cried mostly. We learned. And most of all, we really hope that you managed to pick up a few tips on self-growth. And to you guys that's watching, we couldn't have done this without you. Thank you, To Puan Syamim Farid, for being with us today. It was an absolutely beautiful presence. You really graced this finale, the final episode of our season, with so much grace, so much beauty. As I said,
Yes,
I keep
you're
telling
right.
you
You're
this.
right.
Absolutely,
Right.
because she
Thank
didn't know you, and I was like, you have to have her.
Yeah, so happy to be here
So
also.
glad
We're
you're
happy to
here.
have you
So
here.
glad you're here.
And for you guys watching, if you're watching on YouTube, as always, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment about what you thought about this episode in the comment section, and we would love to have a conversation with you there. And also, don't miss out on our lifestyle videos. We've got mukbang, we've got beauty, skincare, a lot of food, and casual interviews on our YouTube channel. We'll see you there. And we're already preparing for season 2. So be prepared and follow us on Instagram to tell us what you want to see more of. We're filming very soon, and we can't wait for you guys to watch what we have in store for you.
If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and X because we would love to connect with you.
We're done with the first season, guys. So we'll see you in the next
Season
season.
2.
Bye.
See you. Bye.